Приветствую тебя, зритель! Ой, как меня что-то тут шатает, блин, жестко, смотри-ка. Ёпты. Я набухался, что ли, что-то я не понял. Это как это? Не... Я пьян! Ты серьезно? Не понял. Так мы с бачком. Блядь. Я-то думаю, чё как-то все как-то хреново вообще стало. Я набухался, оказывается. Я думал, я только батя пил, но оказывается, мы вместе, что ли, там? Так что я не понял. Так, мне надо забрать, видимо, это было забрать. Гвозди Терез надо было взять. Я что-то тут возле алкашки все забыл. Так, надо в себя приходить. Ой. Как же меня шатает-то. Держи свои гвозди.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering.
Надо одежду
Are you going
постирать.
to the dance this evening?
We will.
Maybe we'll see each other. Anyway, mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
Блин, а тебя не смутила моя одежда, как бы?
Fine lass, eh? Now stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire.
Опа! Хорош. Я так, наверное, не смогу, да?
You did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though.
Ты поосторожней там, Ахаси. Чуть не зарубил меня.
Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a
Let him
commoner?
try it.
Ну да.
You still have a lot to learn. Ask your father to show you how. He knows what it's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us.
Да, нам
I see that
пригодились
you
эти
almost have it
навыки.
finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work. Very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are.
Что-то случилось там.
Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
Явно у батька
I'm sure
плохие
our
воспоминания на
paths will
этот
cross
счет.
He certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it.
Я думаю, между ними паном что-то произошло, мне кажется.
It's been an honor, Sir Isvan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzik. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it, like Sir Radzik said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them or beat them.
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
Какой всадник прискочил.
A messenger.
Гонец.
In a hurry. What's happened?
Что происходит? Еба! Нападение. Вот и пожили мирно. Кузнечными делами. А были бы странниками, может быть, и избежали бы этой стычки-то. Нам пизда. Йоу. Ребята, текаем. Бежим отсюда быстрее.
Listen to me, Al. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
And what about you?
Ты что, биться собрался? Ты что? Тебя порубят на куски сразу же.
I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Isaac. If anything happens, I'll take care of you. He owes me.
Quickly! We have to close the gates!
Move! Come on, we're closing!
Move it, people!
Come on!
We're running
Come
out of
on!
time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside quick! We have to shut the
Get
gates!
running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Батя не пришел еще.
Dad! You can't go back! Ah,
Get through the gates!
Текай быстрее, текай. Какая-то мразь наконец стоит, смотрит. Пизда. Не, сзади! Сука.
hurry, Henry! There's nothing you can do! Come on, Hal! You can still make it!
Run!
Find a horse! Ride to Talmberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them!
Вы охуели, я в шоке, тут как у нас какая-то.
Jump down from the wall and flee!
Блядь. Меня семью порезали. Текаю, текаю. Я до сих пор бухой. Ёп. Такие ухабы. Это склон. Ай. Не останавливайся, не останавливайся. Бежим, бежим. Куда, куда? Куда? Куда, блядь? Вижу лошадь, вижу лошадь. Блядь. А где вход-то? Тут закрыто? Кто? Кого? Так, кто-то на девушку нападает, надо помочь. Паскуда! У меня меч есть, тварь! Ай, блядь! А, сука! Сука, уйди нахуй! Блядь! Что это было? Да я не хотел драться, у меня же есть меч. Где мой меч? У меня есть меч. Как? Вот он. Как достать меч? Блядь. А! Я вас порежу сейчас, гады. Они Терезу насилуют там. И, конечно, там вообще-то тут трое на самом деле. Стоит ли так рисковать своей жизнью? Паскуды, уйдите от нее, отстаньте! Сюда, сюда, давайте. На, блядь! Опа! 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 Блядь! Раз, два, три, четыре. Ебать! Ох, ебать, пиздец! Как мне с ним не справиться? Ясно. Я слишком слаб. Тогда как? Ну, Терезе-то надо помочь. Надо отвлечь их тогда, получается. Свистом. Правильно? А потом на лошади мы с ней сбежим. Я сейчас. Я уже иду. Паскуды. Я здесь, мудила. Лошадь, лошадь, текаем. Так, рысь, ага. Быстрый темп и выносливость. Самый быстрый. Аллюр. Но так, чтобы быстрее смотреть своих выносливость. Вошел, что умение некоторых людей будет следовать. Угу. Распределите на кентер и не управляйте ею. А кентер понял. Угу. Шкала выносливости вашей лошади будет расходоваться во время галопа. Если вы пытаетесь перешпорить свою лошадь, шкала почти высока, лошадь может меня сбросить. Угу. Но я не опытный наездник. Текаем, 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 текаем. Текаем, блядь. Ой. Ой, блядь. Прыгай. Сука. Блядь, я упал. Что происходит? Отцепитесь, отцепитесь, блядь. Ебать. Курва. Курва, блядь. Уйди, ебаный прицел. Блядь. Чё за автоприцеливание убогое? Зачем оно вообще? Пиздец. Как тяжело лошадью управлять на самом деле. Так и не понял. Блин, она прыгать не умеет. Я ей кричу, давай, 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 прыгай. Она ни хера взяла и остановилась. Опа! Лошадь, лошадь, ко мне, быстрее, быстрее, валим отсюда, валим, валим! Блять, да, да. Текаем! Текаем! Не, блять, не понял. А. Как? Вот это рысь или что? Нет. Я так и не понял, как управлять лошадью. Нормально. Ёптыть! Какой, блядь, я не знаю, как скакать! Меня не научили. Куда я бегу, блядь? А! Блядь, меня лучник преследует. Ебать! Я, походу, не туда свернул немного, да? Или нет, все правильно. Отцепись от меня, мразь! Скачи, скачи! Вно... А! Мужик какой-то хотел на меня наброситься, походу, или чё? Так, он отстал? Нет, сука, не отстал, блядь! Быстро, 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 быстро. Так, вроде пока не стреляет. Кстати, алкашка прошла наконец-то. Нельзя бухать. Глазам очень больно. Отцепись от меня, мудак! А! Я сейчас сдохну. Нет. Да у меня лошадь помирает, походу. Она меня сейчас скинет. Бля, даже посмотреть не могу. Ой, блядь, зачем я остановился? Еле успел. Я сейчас весь кровью стеку.
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose!
Съели, да, паршивцы? Меня семью порезали.
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Надо в себя прийти. Ну и все.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages.
Какого вина? Не надо мне вашего бухла. Фу. Дайте молока лучше. Ничего меня спаиваете постоянно.
Tell me, boy, who are you and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours.
I don't know.
Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out. Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Ай, блядь!
Thank you.
Have you idlers nothing better to do? Get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
Пёсик. А у вас все нормально, да? На вас никто еще не напал. Ясно дело.
Sir,
Они сюда, скорее
this
всего,
is a
придут.
survivor from
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the
Ты
attackers?
местный король,
Were there any more survivors?
So,
его прислуга.
I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground, but a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Дать на переносицу. Ебать. Так, надо обсудить. Борока Тальбергский.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach. I
Ну,
heard
это
about your
да.
father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes.
Please
Кекс.
I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Чё, вкусненько у вас тут? Не надо подкрепиться на мне бы. Хорошечно. Так.
Milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of
Не посираться.
Talberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
Ну можно молочка,
When you're
пожалуйста.
done,
лучше.
you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes. Thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Good
man.
night.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
А есть у вас прачечная тут? Блин, мне не только спаки. Так, ага, понял, хорошо. Так, ой, блядь. Вот меня шатает, конечно. Я думаю, мне надо поесть еще. Да? Ой-ой-ой, мне вообще все плохо. Мне нужно обожраться, ребята. Такс, яблоки. Все съем. Ой, спасибо, у вас вот такой стол большой. Сыр. Ой. Ой-ой-ой, сейчас наемся, ребята. Извините. Я потерял слишком много крови, мне надо забрать все. Просто все. Опа. Какая вкусненькая утка. Ой. Сейчас обожрусь. Где она? 100 дает. Что-то... Не, это... На потом или как это? Съесть. Опа. Нет, 15 дает. Да? Блять, я что-то не понимаю. Как мне узнать, сколько я получаю? Ах, хорошо. Опять обожрался. Украсть? Нет. Так, нет, красть не надо ничего. Меня тут так хорошо приняли. Да там полный пиздец творится. По дороге к нам они спалили ровно. Что значит -1? Что-то не понял.
Sigismund's army appeared out of nowhere. There were so many of them, not just infantry, but cavalry too. Those foreign mercenaries with their strange helmets and the souls of beasts.
Heavens above!
They began murdering. They cut down anyone who didn't flee to the castle and destroyed everything in their path. The terrible cries of the wounded and the dying, I'll never forget it. It was only by some miracle I managed to take one of their horses and ride here.
My God, what times we live in. All the saints in heaven must have been watching over you to keep you alive. But don't fret, lad. You're safe here now.
Тун-тун-тун. Какая у вас приятная музыка играет на кухне. Ай, пропусти меня, аж первый вошел. Так, мне бы найти мою спальню. А что здесь? Кладовка. Ой. Нет, я... Да, извиняюсь. Я не разбойничаю. Ничего не ворую. Меня хорошо приняли. Я должен вести себя достойно. Иначе меня попрут отсюда сразу же в шею. Так, не понял. Мне сказали выделить спальню. Я так понимаю, она находится в этом доме. Ага. А вход? Через окно, что ли? Ладно, вот дверь вижу, хорошо. Вот моя кровать. Ну, поможет сон, найти доступную постель, которую сможете узнать на компасе. Так, ну тут ничего нету. Еще чья-то кровать есть, на самом деле, там. Внезапно. Ой, я тут еще и обожрался. Стоп, там кто-то пришел.
Hey, who's there?
Не понял. Ты кто? Дядь, я что, твою постель занял? Ну блин, ну мне выделили, извини. Так, я должен поспать. Сколько сейчас? Сколько времени сейчас? Короче, надо поспать. Так, до скольки? До 7? Ну давай до 7.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy.
Да, нет, уже почти проснулся.
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a
Ага. Опять спаивайте меня.
It's just what you need to help you sleep.
Почему меня все хотят споить, я не понимаю.
Thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace.
Да?
To let you know you're not alone.
Я не против помощи от девушки особенно.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Ну ты просто попиздеть пришла или как? Как бы разговор разговорами, но мне это особо не поможет на самом деле. Почему я не могу? Вполне себе могу поговорить.
I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Блин, надо красноречие развивать.
A fellow by the name of Kunish owed money to father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik.
Так, ну... 5-5.
The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzik
Блин, мы
himself
наравне
came
с
to
ней.
have a look at it. He praised father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
Да, продолжаем историю. Или как?
I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
Да, когда мы на равных, я могу рассказывать хорошо.
The gate to the castle was open. The bells and horns sounded the alarm, and the villagers ran to the castle to take cover. They were carrying the few possessions they could grab in haste, and I saw the terror in their eyes.
I can't even imagine how awful it must have been.
I ran to the castle
Отлично.
like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself.
Красноречие это
The
очень
men on the
важно.
battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I wasn't safe yet.
Да, ограбление жестко на
Humans
самом
were
деле.
going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle.
Еще и
and it was
насиловали.
clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he let such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings.
Веру во что только.
Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, But it seemed I was destined to be left alone, and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
А где сейчас твой муж,
7
интересно?
years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that were true, lad.
Покаты пошли.
Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own.
Ну как? Куда?
Let you sleep.
Ты хочешь меня оставить одного
I enjoyed our little
после
talk,
такого
Henry.
длительного разговора?
Good night, and God bless.
Good night.
Я рассчитывал на больше. Ну вот. Эх, не получилось. Возможно, в следующий раз. Так, что происходит?
Move in, people! Come on, we're running out of time! Quickly! We have to close the gates! You can't go!
Добавился сны.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward.
Я не трус, я ничего не мог сделать, я же был
Wake
далеко.
up. You don't want to miss this.
Да меня бы зарезали там.
What's happening? Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Что за кипиш, ребята? Блин, не дали отоспаться до конца. Так, надо взять факел. Где факел? Вот он. Опа. Зелье сыч. А оно у меня есть? Скорее всего, нет. Ой, как темно. Ну-ка, о чем Азарим?
But if I have to choose a place for you, then right here behind the solid walls. It. True enough.
Угу. Ничего особенно полезного. Обычные разговоры. Не бояться, бояться.
Talmberg's a strong castle, though. It can handle a siege.
The best thing would be to join forces with Scarlet and wipe Sigismund. Bam!
Я сейчас промок уже весь, блин.
That's probably why they attacked so quick, so we wouldn't have time to join forces.
You might be right.
Ба, гроза.
Sure, Sigismund ain't no fool. Backstabbing and swine. You're right there.
You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're God be with you.
You know
Что
what's happened?
расскажете?
Don't ask me. I don't know shit. Just a minute ago, I was sleeping after a day's watch at the gate.
Да я тоже, блин, спал. Блин, а вдруг нападение опять? Уже вечера не вполне себе могли успеть добраться сюда. Так, а что за кипиш-то?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on scouts.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivis sent to Scarlets to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Take care.
Ага. Нет, за что-то будет. Смотри, войско идет, да.
Halt! Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
Наши ребята дошли сюда.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to,
Я думаю, я
but first I
останусь.
have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Ratai now!
Ох.
Men, Tonight we'll have triple patrol. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people, now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Так, чем я могу помочь вам?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch on the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help.
Ясно.
I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Farewell.
Ну, блин. Стоять под таким дождем, конечно, не прикольно. И долго мне тут караул держать. Тоже ни хрена не видно. В смысле? Тут только во время грозы я что-то могу разглядеть. Ну, наверное, в этом и смысл.
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to get away?
Fortune smiled on them, that's for certain. Sigismund must be seething with rage.
Just a shame Fortune didn't smile on all of them.
Oh, shit. Sorry. And you know Sir Radzi Cobbler?
I wouldn't say I know him. I've seen him a few times. Why do you ask?
He must be a fine lord. Takes such good care of every one of his serfs.
Surely all the lords do that.
Ah, I could tell you some stories.
About Sidivich?
Jesus, no. I didn't mean it like that. Just that I heard stories from other soldiers.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh?
Ну
I
да.
don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you.
Ясно.
I will. Thank you.
Отличные дозорники, оказывается, тут у вас обитают. Блин, дождаться утра. Ну, может, мне кто-то еще cool истории расскажет какие-нибудь. Давайте осмотримся. Пока что. Бывает, чё. Ну-ка. Мало ли кто нападет. Внезапно. Куда это я пришел? Мне сюда явно нельзя. Однако же... Блять, у меня нету отмычки. Так, закроем дверь. Беспалевно так. Пока никто не видит, почему бы не полазить? Блин. У меня отмычки нету. Я бы сломал, но тогда меня, конечно, раскроют, наверное. Пойдем отсюда. Так. Ну-ка в щель аккуратненько посмотрим. Вроде никого нету. Дверцу закрываем. Опа, вот и все. А это куда ведет? А, так я спустился уже вниз. А мне поспать, наверное, не разрешат, да? В дозоре-то. Или как это? Можно? Да не вопрос. Опа. А чё мне дождаться 10 утра? Блин. Надеюсь, хватит этого времени. Не понял. Какая-то тревога. Что происходит, ребята? Так, ну это мы узнаем в следующей серии. Подписывайтесь на канал, на паблик ВКонтакте, комментируйте, ставьте лайки. До новых встреч, ребята. Всем пока.